Hi everyone. So today is day 30 of September Lead Coding Challenge. So today is the final day of September Lead Coding Challenge. And we have till now solved 29 problems in a row. So this is the last problem that we'll be solving. So it has got the name partition to k equals some subsets. So as the name suggests, in this problem, we have to partition this integer array nums into k subsets, each subset having equal sum. So actually we don't have to partition. We just need to tell whether it is possible to partition or not. So if it is it is possible to partition divide this array into k subsets, each having all the subsets having same sum, equal sum, then we will be returning true, and otherwise we have to return false. So we can take a look to the example one. So in this example one, the num says 4, 3, 2, 3, 5, 2, 1, and the k is equal to 4. So after adding all these elements, we can see the sum of all the elements is 20 and k is equal to 4. So we need to divide it into 4 subsets, each having sum equal to 5. So the output is true because it is actually possible to divide it into 4 subsets. So one such possible division is 5, 1, comma 4, 2, comma 3, 2, comma 3. And in example 2, the num says 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. So if we sum all the elements, then we can see that 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10, and 10 is not divisible by 3. So actually it is not possible to divide into 3 subsets having equal sum and all having sum equal to 10. So the output is false, and we can take a look to the constraints. So by taking a look to the constraints, we can see that the number of elements present in the num i and the number of subsets we need to divide it are both less than equal to 16, and all the elements of the nums array are less than equal to 10 power 4. And there is one more constraint, that the frequency of each element is in the range 1 comma 4. So yeah, this is some interesting constraint, but actually while solving this problem, I won't be taking help of this constraint. So by seeing the constraint, we can see that it is actually quite small. So it gives us so we can have complexity like 2 to the power n in our solution, because 16 is quite less, and 2 to the power 16 is like less than 10 to the power 6, I guess. It is actually, I guess, less than 10 power 5 also. So yeah, so this small constraint permits us to have complexity of 2 to the power n in our solution. So I'll be taking help of DP and bit masking to solve this problem. So I will be considering a state like k comma mask. So this k represent the number of subsets we still need to complete. So actually what I'll be doing, we have to complete k subsets, right? Each having equal sum. So first of all, we can sum all the elements, and we can check whether the sum is divisible by k or not. So if it is not divisible by k, we can return false. And if it is divisible by k, then we can have target equals to sum by k, right? So this is the sum each subset should have, each set should have, right? So we will be completing all the k subsets one by one. So we will be first completing this subset, we will be first completing this set, then this set, and this so on. So this k will represent how many sets we still need to complete, and this mask will represent how many elements have been taken, how many elements of the which elements of the nums array have been taken to complete the sets till now. So I will be making use of one more variable remaining. So this remaining can be calculated from this mask. So basically this remaining will tell us what is the sum that is still remaining to complete the present subset. So first of all, we will be completing this this subset. So the sum that will be remaining to complete it will be equal to target, because initially there is nothing in it. So yeah, that is the remaining variable. And the answer of this problem that we have to solve is actually k equals to k, mask equals to 0, because initially don't have anything in it, and this remaining equal to target. So TP of this will give us the answer of this current problem. So we can now start to see how the state transition occurs. So first of all, let us erase all this thing. So we have three parameters: k, mask, and remaining, right? So if this k is equal to 0, then we have completed all the k subsets. We can return true in that case. So if k is equal to 0, we can return true, right? So if k is equal to 0, we can return true. If k is not equal to 0, then we can do what? We can iterate over all the elements in the mask and check whether, like, we can iterate over all the elements in the nums, and we can check whether that element is picked in the mask or not. So like whether that element is picked yet or not. So whether that element is picked or not, that we can know with this mask. So if we can make like know about that by doing bitwise AND. So this will tell us whether that element is picked or not. So if that element is not picked, we can we can check whether the value of that element num psi is equal to remaining or not. So if it is equal to remaining, then we can complete the current subset, and we can then check whether the k minus 1 comma updated mask and this remaining will be target now, because we have completed the previous subset. So we are trying to complete the new subset. So initially the remaining is equal to target. So we can check whether it is true or not. So if it is true, then we can return true, and if it is not true, then we can try out other possibilities. So first we check whether the num psi was equal to remaining or not. Next we can check whether the num psi is less than remaining or not. So if the num psi is less than, sorry for the bad handwriting. So if the num psi is less than remaining, it is remaining, right? So if it is less than remaining, then we can also include this element in the current subset. So in that case, we can check whether k comma updated mask and remaining minus num psi. So after inclusion of this num psi, the new remaining is remaining minus num psi. So we can check whether it is true or not. So if it is true, then we can return true. Otherwise, we can check for other possibilities. So if the num psi is greater than remaining, then we won't be including it. So these two things we will be checking for every I that is not included. So if for any I we get true, then the value of this current state is true, otherwise it is false. So this is the state transition we will be using, and yeah, now we can start implementing it. Other things will become clear if we will see the implementation. So I can get rid of this. So yeah, first of all we'll be storing the n, and yeah, we need one more variable for sum. So we can consider every num in the nums, and we can add its value to sum. So if sum is not divisible by k, so if this sum mod k is not equal to 0, we can return false, because it is not possible to make k subsets each having equal sum and having total sums equal to sum. And if it is possible, like if it is divisible, then we can calculate the target by dividing sum with k. So this is the sum of each subset. Now we need one unordered map. So the reason I am using unordered map, because we have to store the solution of each state. So I'll be hashing from int to bool. So I will be actually we have like two parameters for defining a current state, like unique state. So one was k and one was mask. So I will be making a key with the mask at k, and then I will be hashing int to bool. And now we can return dp of So the first parameter will be the k. So the k will be equal to k. And first let us define the dp function here. So this dp function will return bool. So the first parameter will be k. So k is basically the number of subsets remaining to be completed. The next will be the mask. After that, remaining. Then we will have n. Then we will have nums. And we need to pass target also. And we will also need this unordered map. So I guess we have all the parameters. So the answer of this problem will be k. Mask will be 0 because initially none of the elements have been picked. Remaining will be equal to target. And n is n. Nums is nums. Target is target. And lookup is lookup. So we just need to complete this dp function, and then yeah, this problem is solved. So first of all, we'll be checking whether the k is equal to 0 or not. So if it is 0, then we can print true because we have completed all the k subsets. And if it is not, then we'll be making a unique key using k and mask. So we know that this k is less than or equal to 16. So if we will multiply 20 and then add k, then it will make a unique key. So we can check whether the problem has been solved or not. So if lookup dot find key is equal to lookup dot end. So this means the problem has not been solved. So we will be solving this and storing the answer. And in the end, we will return lookup of k. Right. So for solving this problem, we will be iterating over all the elements of the num set. So this I will start from 0 and go up to n minus 1, right? So we will check whether the mask has got the ith element or not. So if that element is not picked yet, then we will be including it. So we have to first check whether the num psi is less than equal to remaining or not. So if it is equal to remaining, then we can complete the current subset. So we will check whether. So first we will also need a Boolean answer to store the answer of the current problem. So if the dp of k minus 1, because we have completed the current set, we can update the mask by including the ith element. So we can do it something like this. And after that, we have to pass the remaining. So remaining will be equal to target because we have completed the previous set and we are now completing the next set. So next set has initially got the no elements. So the element sum remaining is equal to target. And then we can have n nums target and lookup as usual. So if this is equal to true, then this answer will be equal to true. And we can break, like we don't need to do any more iterations. So we can also consider the case when nums I is less than remaining. So if nums I is less than remaining, then it is actually possible to include it in the current set. So after including it in the current set, the next state will become k. So because the current set is not completed, the mask will contain I. And no, I have got an extra closing parenthesis here. And the target will, so the remaining will become remaining minus num psi in this case. And this n nums target and lookup will stay same. So if the nums if this is true, we will set answer to true and break. Otherwise, we will check for other i's. So after checking for all the i's, if the answer will remain false, then the answer is false. Otherwise, if it became true for any of the cases, it is true. So we can do what? We can now store the value. I don't know why it is giving me. What has. Okay. So there is, we are missing this closing parenthesis also. So I guess now it is okay, right? So after all this, we can store the value of the current problem, and in the end we can return it. So we can check whether the current implementation is free of syntax errors or not. So yeah, it is working. We can submit it. Yeah, it got accepted. So we completed all these 30 problems. So now let us talk about the time complexity. So we know that this remaining thing is dependent on this mask. So it is actually not contributing to the state. So there will be 16 values, at most 16 values for this k. So the time complexity is actually k into the total number of masks possible. So the total number of masks is 2 to the power n. And we are actually using this for loop of n iterations here. So time complexity is actually this k into 2 to the power n into n. And k is actually 16. So 16 into 2 to the power 16 into 16 is of the order 10 to the power 7. So yeah, the at like it will pass all the test cases because we are using also these break statements and all. So yeah, if implemented correctly, like if properly optimized, this will pass all the test cases. That's why it's passed. And now for the space complexity, so we have got this lookup thing. So this lookup thing will have as many entry as many unique states. So these unique states are actually k into 2 to the power n. So this is the space complexity. So thank you guys for attending.